Hello and welcome everyone back to the Calvin Crypto video. I hope you guys are doing well, and today we are back with another banger PulseChain video, giving you guys the latest and greatest of crypto news. And yeah, it's been a long minute since my last video. Life got a little bit busy, but I'm getting back into that groove and I'm so excited to upload even more videos, which by the way, you can comment down below what would you want me to make a video about. If it's a tutorial, if it's a project that you want me to cover, comment down below, or you can also join the Telegram and let me know over there as well. So guys, we're going to catch you up what's been going on in crypto on the macro side of things, and we're going to jump into as well what's the latest within PulseChain, what's my current thoughts, and why is PwC pumping a lot. Matter of fact, I think it basically did a 2x in a matter of an hour. We hit around I think it was like $400 something. Guys, you already know PwC has always been one of my favorite tokens on PulseChain, the PRC20 narrative. This is actually why I'm so excited. I've always been so bullish about PulseChain since my first day of just learning about PulseChain, guys. Yes, I sacrificed in PulseX, but I kind of took a big step back from crypto. And then when I finally got back into it, which was around August of 2023, guys, I've loved it here ever since. And one of the biggest reasons to that is not only the technology, right, or Richard Hart, it's actually you guys, the community, guys. This is honestly one of the best assets of PulseChain, is the people like you and I. Because when you look at PulseChain in terms of the ratio of market cap to the strength of the community, we're actually one of the strongest crypto communities out there. And let me tell you, you cannot spell culture without a cult. So it starts with a community, it becomes a cult, and then we build the culture, and people will want to come to us. And now, listen, before we jump into everything, which I'm very excited to cover, by the way, and I'd like to share my realistic optimism with you guys, because I understand a lot of you guys, are looking, sometimes people have the wrong type of sources of news, guys, who are, fear-mongering, and I really dislike that. People are saying, oh, the Bitcoin top is already in. Oh, what if we already had the bull run? Oh, Donald Trump is, he's not great, things are going to go worse. But what if I told you, and you will be convinced in this video, that what if we already passed the bottom? So I just want to say quickly, a big congratulations to you for holding and not capitulating. We've actually gone through terrible, one of the worst performing months for Ethereum. Usually its best performing months, guys, in a bull run is January and February. Go look it up. Okay? And it's quite clear, and thankfully Bitcoin's been doing quite well. Usually Bitcoin is the leverage of what S&P 500 does, but some people say it has depegged from the S&P 500. I don't really think so. I think it's just that people are realizing that the US dollar index has been getting weaker and weaker, which is great for us, because that's kind of the part of the phase of that liquidity cycle that we're going to go into where quantitative easing is going to be it's going to be inevitable, right? When the US dollar gets weaker, they're going to have to do other steps to basically incentivize and basically increase the money supply, which we have seen through obviously the money printer buying up more bonds and effectively reducing the interest rates, which we're going to cover now in a second. But I just want to say that Bitcoin has been doing quite well in the past months. And I've said this, by the way, to the Telegram people, is that my end-all, be-all bull run indicator, at least for Bitcoin, and it basically trickles down to altcoins, because of course Ethereum is related and indirectly related to Bitcoin. It's a leverage of that effectively. There is a delay as well, and the same thing with altcoins. Some people say PulseChain over front runs whatever the macro level is going to happen. So if we dump, usually that means the Bitcoin will also dump, and vice versa. If we pump first, usually Bitcoin will pump later as well. It depends. I don't know. It could be a little bit of a noise there, so you can't really judge that on a granular level. But all I want to say is that the end-all be-all bull run indicator for Bitcoin is that it's still above the 50 weekly moving average. Go open your chart, do that as an exercise, turn on the 50 weekly moving average, and you will see the lowest we were in the past months. We were just above that. And that is the indicator that actually the bull run is still on. Right, you know what I mean? And then also another thing that I mentioned, the all-time high of the global liquidity index, guys. We're going to try to quickly find that right. No, that's not the right chart. Anyways, we're going to cover that in a second here. But things like the M2 money supply, which is part of the global liquidity index. With the global liquidity index, by the way, we broke a new all-time high around 2 weeks ago. I made a tweet on it, which I urge everyone to go follow my Twitter. Guys, this is huge. The fact that we broke all-time high in global liquidity, that means there's more money supply in, and I think, by the way, the global liquidity, it measures like 80 economies. It looks at institutions, households, credit, shadow banks, central banks, a lot of things, guys. And we're breaking all-time high. There's more influx money in circulation, which is great. And obviously, kind of as a result, and I'm not sure if it's the cause or the effect, right, that the US dollar index is getting weaker, which, you know what, let's start with that. This is the US dollar index. And a lot of people are saying, right, retail investors, why are they going to come to buy a Bitcoin? Why? People want to save their money. Things are kind of looking bad. People are actually blaming Donald Trump because we recently hit his 100-day basically milestone after that. And I feel like it's still way too soon, right? The market, sometimes it takes longer. Yes, it can move very quick at times, but sometimes it takes longer for changes to affect. And by the way, and I've heard this from someone else before, that the whole thing's with the tariff, by the way, that's all part of the plan. He's not doing any mistakes. He's not trying to, mitigate any bad decisions. I think it's all part of his grand plan, guys. So again, just wait it out. The worst or the best thing that you should do is absolutely nothing. When there's uncertainty, right? When there's no price action, just do nothing. Why would you want to risk realizing your losses? Ratio trading is actually really difficult to do, and I don't really urge people to do so unless you really know what you're doing, unless you're like a swing trader as well. Anyways, that's for another type of video. But looking at the US dollar index, okay, these horizontal vertical lines indicate the Bitcoin halvings, effectively indicating the past two bull runs and the current one that we are in. And you can clearly see, guys, right here as well. I'm going to quickly move that circle into here. You can clearly see that every time the US dollar index falls rapidly, the risk on assets, again, could be S&P 500, depending on the risk curve. Where are you on that risk curve? You know what I mean? You can go to real estate. You can go to, for example, stock market, of course, S&P 500, indexes, etc. And now you can go further down the index, which is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not that high risk, to be fair with you guys. It is still volatile, of course, but it's not that high risk due to the fact that it's already mainstream. And right now we have the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. We know about major institutions like BlackRock. You got Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy. Guys, we're gonna show you guys in a second. They've been buying up billions of dollars at all-time highs consistently. World Liberty Finance is so clear. It's all transparent. Guys, welcome to the crypto market. It's transparent versus the stock market, which is opaque. Do you know what I mean? Like Bitcoin has a long, in terms of long term, I'm already so bullish on Bitcoin that yes, it can reach $1 million+. And this will have a really good trickle down effect to the altcoins, which is us. PulseChain. PulseChain is an altcoin. Guess what it also is? It's a cycle 1 chain. That is no longer the case for Ethereum. That is no longer the case for Solana. That is no longer the case for Bitcoin. So with those, we can expect diminishing returns. It's no longer, they're no longer going to do 100x. Same thing with the XRP. Let's be real. XRP, within its first cycle, it did a 600, 700x. It's not going to do that again. PulseChain, on the other hand, we are in its first cycle. And yes, you might say, oh, we launched 2 years ago. Almost. We're actually like 2 weeks away from the 2-year anniversary, basically. Look, the price chart, it looks absolutely crap. What's going on? Remember, PulseChain launched in the middle of the bear market. You have to understand that this is actually such a great advantage for you, or unless you're a whale already. But for people like kind of you and I, the way when I started in Pulsechain, guys, I was literally working my 9 to 5. Every single month I'm DCing into stuff that I believe in, guys, and let me tell you, it paid off. It paid off. The fact that Pulsechain launched in the middle of the bear market gave us a chance to buy at these lows. The SEC, you know what I mean, gave us even a bigger chance. Guys, we don't have a centralized exchange listing. Just imagine when Binance lists one of the core tokens, not all four, just one. Because of course, if they list Pulse, everything else wins. You know what I mean? So we can't say, oh, list EHEX first, list PHEX first, list INC, oh my god, list Pump, oh, list this. No. Just list Pulse, the native coin. Just imagine, guys. Imagine the influx of people. Do you know a lot of people are actually labeling Pulsechain? And I spoke to some people at IRL telling them about Pulsechain. They say, oh, it sounds like a scam. Which I wanna move to this chart right here. Look, this is the truth. They're all scams when you are early. Very beautifully, I swear I'm following him. There's no way. Okay. Very beautifully summed up here. To remind people that yes, at these low prices, unfortunately, everything is going to seem like a scam. Everything can seem like a scam. You mean, oh, your chart is down 90%, your chart is down 90%, your chart is not down 90%. So which one's the best thing to go for? You know what I mean? Like, oh, because the way that majority of people, their brains are wired is like, oh, if the chart is green, then it must be successful. So at the end of the day here, guys, this is why I actually don't go out of my way to, comment under other people's tweets and be like, oh, PDAI is actually bullish, Atropa is actually bullish, You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the price chart is what really matters to people. People saying, oh, the barrier for entry for Pulsechain is too high. People don't want to, it's so hard for them to bridge. And in a way, they're right. And I want to say that, but when there's green candles, those retail investors, they will stay up all night to learn how to bridge. It's that positive feedback loop. It's that FOMO, guys. That's the herd behavior. Okay? They want to follow the crowd, not the information. And this is why you are already winning by being here now, being here a year ago. I've been here, guys, since 2023. And don't get me wrong. 2024 was a year of gains. Guys, I understand that the cores didn't do much. This is why I tell people diversify. Please diversify, please. You know what I mean? And mitigate against ecosystem level risks. For example, the core 4. You know what I mean? You're not just going to go all in on the core 4 because, in the meantime, there's also other gains to be made. But of course, depending on your risk tolerance, depending on certainty versus, obviously a high risk, high reward, you're going to make your different ratios like a pie chart. You have to set that up like a pie chart. There's a lot of gains made, guys. PTGC, big shout out to them. UFO, will it repeat the history of PTGC? PTGC itself, UFO, you got X. Teddy Bear did really well. Atropa ecosystem did really well. Guys, 2024, we literally had bull run returns. We actually had bull run returns. Okay, PDAI in last November, in that second mini altcoin season wave, which I'm talking about this right here, which is what you see. There's also, where is it? The altcoin season index. This is what you can see here. We had kind of 2 mini altcoin seasons, and I've talked about this in the previous videos, but you can see around towards the end of last year, 4th of December, this was when PDAI was absolutely crazy at all-time high. PwC was at all-time high. PGC was at all-time high. Atropa was at all-time high. It was beautiful. In a way, it was kind of euphoric. Don't get me wrong. It was kind of euphoric, but it was local euphoria, okay? Because we did rise up too rapidly. But that's fine. That's how crypto works. Leg up, a correction. Leg up, a correction. It's a distribution of the tokens from the weak hands to the strong hands. The people who want to stick in for the long ride, people who want to shave off the profits, that's fine. People who are short-term trading, that's fine. They're happy to cash out with a 2x, good. Fair enough. They're not patient to wait for a 20x. It is. When you think about it, 100x sounds, oh, so far away. Oh, you know, I might as well just sell at a 5x. You know what I mean? And do something else and go somewhere else. But when you think about it, 100x is only a 10x. And then another 10x. Do you see what I mean? Like, you have to rewire your brain, guys. You know what I mean? Nothing's in crypto. There's a lot of, like, anything's possible. What I'm trying to say in crypto, guys. Okay. In stock market, of course, thinking about 100x is almost impossible because it's already diluted. It's already kind of, in a way, I want to say market manipulated as well. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, guys, we're going to move on quick to the other topic here. I just want to say that basically what I'm trying to talk about here is everything can sound like a scam at these low prices. So I'm not here trying to convince anyone else. Okay. I'm here just talking about myself. I'm being true to myself. And as an effect, I'm being true in my videos. I still believe in the core 7. Pulse, PulseX, Hex, INC, eHex, PWBTC, PDAI. I think that's it. Yeah, 7. You know what I mean? Like, I've been bullish about eHex even when Richard Hart killed it in his tweets last year in March. Killed it. I've been bullish at him. I said this could become the greatest CTO on Ethereum, and eHex will remain. And this is strategically good. And there's even theories. Is Richard Hart going to use some of the sacrifice funds to pump it up? I don't know. No financial advice, of course. There's nothing guaranteed in here. But can eHex, due to the fact that it has way lower liquidity, and I'm going to move on to this chart here. Look at this. The liquidity, guys. Look at how many millions of hex is in the liquidities right now in the pools. On the ask side, 200, right? Actually, right now it's around, 177 million. Do you know what that means, guys? There's only 170 million PHEX that's available to be bought at this current price, which is around, I think right now that means 2,000. It's $2,000 for 1 million PHEX, 1 million EHEX. You know what I mean? Like, guys, even though yes, we're at these lows, just telling you, when the supply shock happens, it's going to be exponential. It's going to catch people off guard. Same thing with PHEX. I'm bullish on both of them. Same thing with PulseX is silently burning itself, because of course the cheaper PulseX is, the more it can burn. Look at this, 7.05% of the total burnt supply. And by the way, I saw a comment in one of the videos recently, or it might have been one on Twitter, where someone said, oh, I'm seeing a different number. And this is because you have the OA excluded. So OA is obviously the origin address. You know, we don't know if it's Richard Hart. It could be literally just like an AI bot. You know what I mean? It could be a team, etc. We don't know who the origin address, but they have proven to be benevolent, because they're the same origin address from eHex that never sold a penny. This is unlike Ethereum Foundation that will sell on people's heads. Okay, and we've seen them, unfortunately, they've sold at the lows, which is not good. It's really a bad look for Ethereum, actually. But yeah, we have OA here. What you want to do is effectively calculate the circulating, or calculate the supply, but excluding OA, and then looking at the ratio of the burnt based on that. So you take the difference of what OA is holding, which basically takes it from 0.9984% to 7.05%, which is actually the correct one, because you say an OA could be considered as a secondary burn address in a way. You know what I mean? In a way. So yeah, guys, PulseX is amazing. INC, yeah, you guys already know. I call this the liquid gold because it has that aggressive Bitcoin model. And again, I can make a separate video on this, even if it's a 10-minute video, if you guys want me to do so. I love everything about PulseChain. I understand that people are asking Richard to stream. Listen, I don't blame him that he's not streaming. He's still wanted by Interpol, guys. I know that we had, let me double check my mic is working. I know that we had a nice success with SEC finally, but the price didn't really pump. Okay, unfortunately, like, what's going on? And that's probably because it's already priced in. We already knew, like, okay, what can they? They're not really gonna appeal again. Gary Gensler is no longer the chairman of the SEC. We got Paul Atkins that came in, and he's actually pro crypto. Good news, you know what I mean, etc. So I think it's already priced in. Plus, at the same time, guys, please understand this. Don't blame PulseChain. Don't say that PulseChain is dead. Oh, it's a failed project. 2 years. I already talked about the 2 years. The fact that it's launched in the bear market, so don't expect too much now. I would say 2025, guys. 2025/2026, and I've covered this. It's the super cycle, right? We will have our first alt season wave this year, and I believe the second altcoin season wave, which could be higher than the first one, will be probably sometime in Q1 of 2026. It might be at the end of 2025, the second alt season wave, but I think it's probably going to be towards 2026. So keep that in mind. We are in a super cycle. Is the meta going to change? Is it going to be meme coins again? Perhaps. I just hope that the whole scamming thing didn't ruin it for meme coins. I hope it didn't. But this is going to be another great reason to let people know, like, actually, PulseChain, yeah, we do meme coins the right way. Big shout out to Pika. Big shout out to Hog. They have literal anime, guys. Anime and like manga type comics is so cool. Big shout out to them as well. A big shout out to, to obviously Teddy Bear from the Atropa ecosystem. Come on now. One of the first and probably still the best in my opinion. And of course, PTGC with the tokenomics, with the mascot, which is the alien itself, bringing that alien tech. Come on, that's such a attention grabbing, like saying, oh yeah, PulseChain, we got the alien tech. I love it. Heart's law. You know what I mean? The laws of the hearts. Whatever that means. Anyways, so think about it, and think there will most likely be a DeFi season, just like how Titan X was really popping off towards the end of 2023. Was it towards the end of 2023? I believe, yeah, towards the end of and towards the beginning of 2024. And I just actually on a quick note, big shout out to Jake that he's following me as well. We had a nice little pump, guys, on the Titan X ecosystem. And by the way, from my last Titan X video, all the projects that I mentioned, I'm still holding all of them. I still believe in Titan X. Don't get me wrong. Everything is risk capital, and there's no guarantees for anything. But I'm holding till 100x, guys, because I'm telling you, lower the prices, my buying power was way too high for me to not take a chance on that. Because I've already been in the Titan X. I've already made good money with that. Because I've told people, hey, with miners, got to look after your initial, and then play with house money. Play with house money, guys. Okay, so that you can sleep at night. You know what I mean? And so yeah, mainly right now in the Titan X ecosystem, by the way, just a quick update, I'm just buying and holding. I'm not doing any mining stuff. I think I have a few miners in Shaoling that are, slightly above in profit. But aside from that, I'm not really mining ever again. Just because, I just like the whole, it's much simpler to do the number go up. I've been so annoyed by making miners where I forgot to unlock them, and then I get a penalty charge where, it's because it's over a week now, I get to only, I get a 90% penalty, which is so annoying. Like, why would you do that? So this is why, honestly, mining is not really for me anymore. I just want to do number go up, forget about things. Because if I have multiple wallets, right, and then you have this, you're holding this, you're holding that there, you know what I mean? And you're forgetting about it, you won't check the portfolio every single day, which is a bad habit. Looking at the chart every single day, it's not really good. It really isn't. So keep that in mind as well. But guys, actually moving on to some Pulse news. Moving on here. Yeah, PwC, why was it pumping hard, basically? And here it says a nice green candle. Someday PDAI will catch up as well. I remember Maria last time said PwC will peg first. Maybe this is just phase 2 he refers to. I'm still digging in regards to PDAI. And then someone commented down below, and I would say a big shout out to them. They were saying, it was saying dominance token is a big part of why it is up, which is very possibly very, very true. Because if you looked at the chart, let's quickly find out. Actually, let's just open it right here. Yeah, dominance right here. You can see that it is basically one of the top volume tokens on PulseChain, Dominance, and an even Beast as well. These two, and even Gas Money. Oh my God, all these three are part of the OG WebChef ecosystem. So, which is crazy because that means, guys, 3 out of the 5 top highest volume tokens on PulseChain is from the OG WebChef. Absolutely crazy. And even a fun fact, by the way, that the OG WebChef was actually the Atropa dev intern. Yeah. So he's already a smart guy, but that's how at the beginning, how I heard of him. It's like, oh yeah, he's the Atropa with Finvesta, like big, like that's crazy. And he's been so consistent. And because I looked at his tweets, the Finvesta account, when they were making tweets, guys, with, you know, low number of likes, they're still building, they're still talking, they're still making, you know, tweets, and I think possibly AMAs as well, even when everything was at a low. That's dedication, that's believing, and I swear to God, every single one who held Finvesta, they deserved that 600 to 700x in 5 months. They deserved it. Honestly, I'm going to give a round of applause there, because that's what I advocate. That's what I tell people. Believe in something. We are in a believer's bull run, just as like Somi, our friend Somi says. You have to, guys. You delay your gratification. This is as well what I learned from Richard Hart. You say me, like, I'm surrounding myself with the right people. Somi has such great advice, and he has a nice way of also explaining it with his analogies. I love the guy, honestly. Richard Hart, guys, his live streams, his debates, they're all timeless. I suggest everyone to watch them. They're not out of date. You will come out of that live stream knowing a lot more. Guaranteed. Every single live stream. Guaranteed. You want to learn about gold. You want to learn about Bitcoin, the lore of Bitcoin. You want to learn about Ethereum. You want to learn about why he wanted to create PulseChain. You know what I mean? Like, Richard Hart talks about liquidity, talks about Metcalfe's law, talks about a lot of things, guys. We generally do have one of the best crypto founders. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. We do. You know, it might not seem as that, because of course the price chart reflects that. You know, you can imagine if the prices were 100x from now, everyone's going to be saying, oh, Richard Hart's the best person ever. But you know what? I'll be one of the first people who's saying it from now, from these low prices. I will say, I'm saying it right now. Richard Hart is one of the best crypto founders. Arguably, he probably knows more about Bitcoin than Vitalik himself. There you go. I said it. What's up? What's up? You disagree with me? Comment down below. I want to hear your thought. So yeah, big shout out to Dominance. And here's another tweet that I wanted to talk about here. Yeah, it says, Richard hasn't pumped my bags yet. Look in the effing mirror. What have you actually done? The market won't move just because you want it to. Grow up. Moaning and B-wording isn't building. If you're not contributing, F off. Damn, that's really harsh. But fair enough, it's blunt. Go and tell mommy because we don't care. And actually, this reminds me of a plan that I'm actually working on in the background. Is that, you know, I want to be the change that I like to see. I want to actually contribute to PulseChain. I understand I've been making videos helping demystify the world of DeFi and PulseChain to people, and I'm so proud of the people that I've helped on board, you know, with the countless of hours on Zoom call with people who wanted you know, help, etc. With the course that I've done, you know, giving out free codes for people to learn about crypto OPSEC. I'm very happy with this. Almost at 100 sales. So yeah, you can use code FarmersCommunity50 to get 50% off. Because yeah, all the other discount codes basically expired now. So yeah, you can learn about that. But also, I was going to say is that, you know, being part of the change that I want to see, I'm planning to make a blog website so I can actually write my own bullish PulseChain blogs about my own chain, guys. I'm tired of just waiting for someone else to write an article about Richard Hart, which ends up being full of, you know, incorrect, inaccurate facts, or like, you know, titled in a way where it's like a negative kind of news. And then obviously this has a bad effect on Richard, you know, people's impression on Richard Hart and on PulseChain, because by default they think, oh yeah, Richard Hart is a scammer, therefore PulseChain is a scam. First of all, Richard Hart, yes, he's the founder of PulseChain, but he's not the CEO of PulseChain. He doesn't need to do anything. Matter of fact, PulseChain is now running it on its own. Validators is what gives it its heartbeat. We got like 50,000 validators, guys, around the world. Majority of them, yes, are in the US, which makes PulseChain made in USA, which also is really good for, fun fact, Donald J. Trump used to, and I think right now he probably is not following due to the fact with the Europol, Interpol stuff, but he used to follow Richard Hart. You know what I mean? And the fact that they're using the same lawyers with Ken Emmanuel, I'm telling you, there's probably connections between Richard Hart, between Elon Musk, between Donald Trump, between, of course, Donald Trump Jr., who already is proven because he used to follow him. And now between that and then Barron Trump, who's kind of like really into meme coins, guys, all it takes is one sentence at the right place at the right time. And all of a sudden, Donald Trump is like, whoa, PulseChain, representing freedom of speech, American made. And we want to keep America the leading country for crypto. I'm going to quickly go to this. Okay, a tweet from Donald J. Trump. People are like blaming him. It's like, oh, you've been here for 100 days, man. You know, things are looking bad. You know, the one indicator that I really care about, by the way, at these times, if things are really looking bad in terms of recession, is the unemployability rate. We're still increasing, right? Now, the rate of increasing might not be as high as before, but we're still increasing. So that is my underlying rate, confirmation that, yeah, we're not going in a recession, guys. Come on. I'm telling you, if we're ever in trouble, the Federal Reserve will print their way out of trouble. That's what they've done. Look at the global liquidity cycle, guys. It's a sine wave. We're in a loop. Nothing is ever different, guys. Since the financial crash, we've been having these 4-year waves. Where basically it's called the debt rollover. Well, they have to do a phase of quantitative tightening. And now we're going to slowly go into quantitative easing. They have to. So yes, inflation is still low, but that's really good because the longer they leave it at the low inflation, it gives them more ammo for when they need to start printing more and more. As they print more, it's easier to borrow. It's easier to borrow, people are going to start consuming. They're going to start investing. Organizations are going to start, and businesses, etc. They're going to start taking risks. This is all good for the economy. I'm very excited for the future. Okay, very, very excited. Matter of fact, European Central Bank, the ECB, they've already did an interest rate cut. I believe it was by 25 points. And I think they've already planned another few later this year, if I am correct. If not, I'm not sure, but they've cut the interest rates. The Fed is next, so there you have it. And I do believe so. We've already seen Jeremy Powell or just in general the Federal Reserve, they already said, yeah, we're ready to support the economy if needed. Right? And just in other kind of good crypto news, XRP ETF. Now, I don't really hold XRP, but this is really good news just in general for crypto, right? A win for XRP is a win for all of crypto. So yeah, big shout out to XRP, no doubt. And then here's this is another tweet about PwC. DeFi Triggs here says, what's happening with PwC? And someone said, I'd say it's Richard. Nobody in their right mind would come in and drop 200k in that coin. And this is just someone who doesn't really know, guys. PwBTC is Richard talked a lot about this. PwBTC is one of the narratives that makes PulseChain unique. Think about it. Also used to be in the PulseX farms, by the way. And Richard talked about the EWBC and PwC farms being how PulseChain can become the liquidity magnet, attracting liquidity from Ethereum, because we're incentivizing people to come here and be like, hey, are you holding WBTC? Are you holding DAI? Do you want to make yield on that instead of just collecting dust? Yeah, come to PulseChain. We got farms that give you 50-40% APR. There you have it, guys. Simple, that's all it takes. I'm telling you, in the next DeFi season, PulseChain is going to be leading that. Could be PDAI, could be PwBTC, could be both, could be the PulseX farms. Could be Up and UpX. Big shout out to them, by the way. Could be anything, guys. Telling you, we are so equipped. We have such amazing community-made stuff. The dApps, from aggregators to DEXs to the DeFi stuff to the even other stablecoins. Big shout out to other people like Coast, being a native on and off ramp for PulseChain. Big shout out to them. I've helped someone else kind of use Coast to onboard, and they've said it's absolutely amazing as well. So that's really good to hear. So I'm so happy, guys, in terms of PulseChain, really, because I just know it's a matter of time. Everything is inevitable. Okay, we've just been in the only thing that kind of has been different about us is that we've been in the longest bear market. That's undeniable, just because we've been impeded. Okay, it's not going to cancel the bull run. As I said, remember, this is just sine wave. Okay, you can't just, have an extended down. The longer we stay down, that means the harder we go up. It's like a slingshot, right? Think about it. A rocket ship only takes off from the ground. So, and this is one of the reasons I'm going to end it actually with this, showing us that I do believe we are past that bottom. Looking at the fear and greed index, it generalizes a lot. It keeps it kind of simple. And I know, this is probably, could be inaccurate, could be noisy, but it's quite clear that we've been here for such a long time in the extreme fear region. And now, yes, we are neutral, and I think we have kind of rapidly went up there, and do expect a retest in terms of Bitcoin price, in terms of Ethereum. But by the way, with Ethereum, I'm extremely happy because, when I put this arch here, when the red candle is like all the way down here, and I put this arch, it really seems like we're within that. We're actually going to do a reversal. It does seem like this is a hammer candlestick, guys. This is this is a textbook candle hammer stick candle. And I'm gonna make a separate video about Ethereum and their next Pectra update, which supposed to be rolled out into the mainnet in early May. So I'm interested to see that as well. And yeah, like Ethereum is very bullish. This is the M2 money supply, by the way, which is still been rapidly increasing. And actually, if you kind of trace it out to be as if it's Bitcoin's future path, it does already show us 150x Bitcoin price. Again, apparently by July. We shall see. Usually, and I have read about this, that summer is notorious for being a consolidating period, being a boring time for trading. But I'm now trying to think, because we've been in such a long bear market, is it going to be the opposite this time? We shall see. Guys, listen, I have a bunch of other news I want to cover, but I'm going to make this for another video because I want to make this short enough so that everyone can listen in to everything that I've said. I'm so excited about the future about PulseChain. I'm so excited about the future about this bull run. I'm trying to keep it realistically optimistic here. Subscribe for more videos like this. You guys are absolutely amazing. If you want to support the channel, you can become a YouTube member. You get access to my exclusive members videos, which is a series, which is the psychology of the market cycle. I will plan to make another video soon, and of course, go check out my course, link in the description, to learn about crypto operational security. This is not just if you're new, this is also if you are a seasoned trader. You still need to make sure that you know about the operational security, just that you're safe out there. Complacency is a major risk. Do never tell yourself, oh yeah, I don't need to learn about security because why would I ever be a target? Until you become a target, and that's way too late to start dwelling about your choices. So please be careful. Telegram as well, especially if you use Telegram, it is a scary place. It can be a scary place. So join my group chat if you're already on Telegram and say hi. Let me know what you think of this video. I'm so excited about the future. And 150k Bitcoin in 2025, is that possible? I believe so. And I believe. Finally, I just want to say a big shout out to the man above. Trust in the process and trust in God. And I'll catch you in another video. Take care.